everybody. Welcome back to our third annual Day of Giving. So happy that you are staying with us now. In our kickoff show, we welcomed Brother Kenneth, Mr. Huggard, 3 students from the class of 2018. We got an awesome start to the day, and we thank you for all of you who have generously donated so far. We thank you for your support and staying with us today. We want to introduce a program to you now on the family life of Kellenberg, what it means and how it impacts families. So please welcome onto our show now senior Kate Burns from the class of 2018 and her father, Mr. Jeff Burns, who's also father of Mr. Kevin Burns from class of 2017, my class, but unfortunately he couldn't be with us today. He's studying at St. John's, couldn't get the day off. We understand. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thanks so much.
Kate, let's start off with you. Talk to us about why you decided to come to Kellenberg. What made you choose it some 4 years ago?
Well, when I was in 8th grade, I was considering a few different options, and my older brother, who was a freshman at the time, was at Kellenberg, and he came home every day just loving this place, and he would tell me these stories about how he had the most amazing teachers, and he was meeting all these new people, and I decided, I want to do that too. So I made the decision to come here, and it's the best choice I could have made.
And Jeff, how has Kellenberg impacted your life by sending your children here?
It's interesting because if I go back in time to when they were 8th graders at St. Agnes, if I would have thought the best for them, I never would have thought they would have been able to accomplish what they've done here at Kellenberg. Kevin last year in his between senior year had the opportunity to go to World Youth Day in Poland. Kate had the opportunity to go on a Lord's trip last summer. Between their retreat leadership, between the clubs and the teams that they've been involved with, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience for us. And most importantly, it's been a continual growth of their faith and our faith as a family.
And you mentioned your faith as a family. How has Kellenberg, the family aspect, the faith community, how has it affected you personally?
It's one of those things, and I say this when I get the opportunity to work at Open House. You'll hear the term, we are a family, and those are not just words. We really are a family at Kellenberg. The friendships that they've obviously grown with as they've been here, and the friendships that I've grown with, and also people who I now consider very good friends, who I never knew 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been a wonderful explosion for us from a family perspective.
You mentioned these friends that you've made. You're pretty much a firebird yourself. You're pretty involved here. What exactly are you involved with here at Kellenberg?
Kevin and Kate like to say I have a volunteer problem. So here at Kellenberg, and it's a great place to volunteer. I'm part of the Parents Club. I like to do security for basketball and football games. My greatest, I think, thing that I do here is be part of the Scopus Committee, which really is the oversight committee for the Shepherd's Fund, being involved with the administration. In addition to that, I've been lucky enough to work at a couple of open houses and welcome prospective students and prospective families and kind of tell the Kellenberg story from a parent perspective.
So Kate is your last child here. She's getting ready to leave the nest. What are your plans to do after she graduates? You gonna stay part of the community?
It's funny, Denise Miles and I had a conversation before. Kids graduate, parents never leave. It is a family, and so it's a family that I don't anticipate deviating far from. I'd love to stay as involved as Kellenberg will allow me to be in the future years.
And Kate, senior year almost coming to an end. How many days till Disney?
I think it's about 16 or 17 now.
All right, so the year's coming to an end. What are your plans for next year?
I'm following my brother again, and I'm going to St. John's University in Queens.
And how did Kellenberg Memorial influence your college decision in any way?
Well, something I love most about Kellenberg is the faith aspect, and that's very important to me. So when I started looking at colleges, I went in with that idea that I want a college that felt like Kellenberg, felt like faith was important. And we've talked a lot about the family aspect of Kellenberg, and I wanted that feeling much like here at Kellenberg and that I felt at St. John's.
And the family aspect you mentioned here at Kellenberg, how has that sense of community, the faith aspect of the school, how has it affected your life?
Well, I don't think I'd be the person I am today without Kellenberg. When I came in 8th grade, I was very shy, very quiet. I didn't do much, and now I think I'm in up to 15 clubs.
The number keeps growing.
I love being with the people here, and I don't think I could say that if I went somewhere else.
When you look back at your time at Kellenberg, what will you miss most?
It's a tough question because I'm going to miss everything, but just walking down the hallways and seeing a bunch of different people that I know from different things and seeing teachers that I know are working with me to help me become successful and are truly in my corner, like rooting for me.
And Jeff, what are you going to miss most with your son now off in college and Kate leaving? What are you going to miss about the Bird's Nest?
You know, the interesting thing is that many people said, you know, before Kevin and Kate started high school that it was going to go in a, you know, like that. And it really has gone that quickly. One of the things that I think I'm going to miss the most, even though I'll still be involved, is hearing the daily stories of what's occurring at Kellenberg, or looking at the parent bulletin and figuring out what the week looks like. And when that's going to be different for me because I won't necessarily have that level of involvement going forward, but I'm just going to miss the day-to-day contact the most.
And Kate, before your freshman year here, your family was greatly impacted in an unthinkable way. How has Kellenberg Memorial and the family here, the Marianist community, how has that just changed your life?
Well, when I was in 8th grade on Christmas Eve, my mom very suddenly passed away. And when I came to Kellenberg as a freshman, I immediately felt like I had a bunch of people surrounding me through my guidance counselors and through coaches and moderators and through just the people I sat with at study hall or in my homeroom. Everyone was there for me. And whatever I needed, they were willing to give, which was a great feeling. You know, I had someone to turn to. And I felt like even though I had this very defining moment, it also didn't define me at Kellenberg. You know, I was able to become my own person with this fact about me, and Kellenberg has helped me become the person I am and helped me really deal with that.
And Mr. Burns, seeing your daughter go through this and your son, how did this affect your life and the lives of your children, and how did Kellenberg kind of triumph them through it?
Well, I'm very honest when I say I don't know that Kevin and Caitlin would be the people they are today without the experience and the love they had from Kellenberg from 2013 forward. You know, it is a family. I've had multiple teachers say, we are a family, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask us. You know, I've had teachers say, you know, your children are our children. And when I talk to prospective parents, in the back of my mind, I never want them to experience the family the way we have, but knowing that this is the true family of Kellenberg. And it's not just a wonderful academic experience. It is the teachers care, the students care. You can see it when you walk through the hallways. You can see it on the 8 million different things that are going on here that you can see on social media. And everybody's always smiling. And that, to me, is, of all the things, Kellenberg helped put smiles back on Kevin and Caitlin's face. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
And before we wrap things up a little bit, I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit. Give me, if you could, one word to describe your entire Kellenberg journey, the atmosphere, what it means to you. Kate.
You're really putting me on the spot there. I guess I would say unique, because there are so many different unique aspects of Kellenberg that all tie in together to create this amazing place. You can walk in loving sports and there's something for that kid. You can walk in being an artist and there's something for that kid. And whoever you are on whatever walk of life, you will have your own unique Firebird experience.
And Jeff?
I'm going to use a word you have used a couple times because I think it is just perfect. It's family. You know, yes, I've made lots of friends here. There are many of the teachers that Kevin and Kate have had that I consider friends at this point. It is truly a family.
Thank you guys for coming on here, sharing your story. It's tough, but we're praying for you guys always, the entire Kellenberg family. We love you guys, and you're always in our thoughts and prayers. And you're doing good work. We hope to see good things in college. Continue the good work, all right? So let's get on with the show. We got some donations coming in so far on our day of giving. Why don't we read some off? I'll start with a couple. So we got, first one is from Allison Cray, who is an alumni and current parent. She is from the class of 1993, donating $100. Thank you. Catherine Carroll, who is an alumni from Maria Regina, which of course was the school here before Kellenberg Memorial. We love our Maria Regina alumni, so we thank them for their support. Class of 1983, a $50 donation. Thank you. Melanie Jackson, who's an alum from the class of 97, a $200 donation. And then Erin Morrissey, who's an alum from my class, the class of 2017, donating $5.17. Thank you so much. Kate.
We would like to thank Bridget Simons, who's an alum of the class of 2016, who donated $20.16. Thank you. We'd also like to thank Barbara Cooper, who's a current parent and staff member, and she donated $25. We'd also like to thank Deirdre Yak, who's a current parent, who also donated $25. We'd like to thank Kathleen Holland Moran, who is also a current parent and donated $50. We'd like to thank Claire Carroll, who's an alum of the class of 2010, who donated $20.10. We'd like to thank Fernando Good, who's an alum of the year 2000, who donated $100. And lastly, we'd like to thank Cole Bennett, who's an alum of 2017, who donated $5. Dad?
I'd like to thank Jen Strauss, who's a current parent and faculty member and who was Kevin's Christian existence teacher last year, who donated $500. Eileen Calabro, a current and alumni parent, who donated $100. Alan Stemberger, a current parent, who donated $500. And Gil and Francine Casenza, who are alumni parents, who donated $75. And I'll take the opportunity right now to make my donation, and I'm going to challenge anyone out there on social media who we know. It's time to step up. I'm going to pledge a donation of $2,500 right now, and I'd like everyone that I know to step up and make a donation and try and equal that for us. Thank you very much.
Mr. Burns, thank you so much. We are so appreciative of everything you constantly do for the Kellenberg community, all the support you give us, whether it's anything you do for us. We're so grateful, and we're especially grateful for everything you've done today. Thank you guys both so much.
Thank you.
We're so appreciative. All right, before we go and reveal our total, we do want to thank our two guests who joined us for this show, Senior Kate Burns. Kate, we expect to see big things from you next year. Come back to the desk. And then Mr. Jeff Burns, we thank you for, as we said, your continued support. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Before we go, we want to reveal our total so far on our day of giving. Let's reveal it right now. Oh, wow, $19,730.98. We thank you so much for your support so far. I'm getting word that we have 82 donors so far. That's awesome. And 12 of them are new to this year's Day of Giving. We thank them. So coming up at 11:15, you're going to want to join us. Our chaplain father, Tom Cardone, is here. We'll take you live to midday prayer in our Maria Regina Chapel. We'll also have two Kellenberg graduates who participated in mission work down in the Solomon Islands. And special for this year's Day of Giving, we will have Brother Daniel Griffin from the class of 2002. He's going to join us live from Rome on our Day of Giving. Before we go, we leave you with a video from Anthony Cantelmo from the class of 97, who gives a great reflection on how Kellenberg Memorial impacted his life. We hope you'll join us at 11:15. Stay tuned as our 2018 Day of Giving rolls on.
The impact that Kellenberg has had on me has been incredible. The education that I received from Kellenberg was fantastic, and they really helped do a great job of preparing, you know, the students for the future and for college, and you know, helping make life better life decisions. I met my wife at Kellenberg, same class. We sat 2 rows apart in homeroom. Father Tom was the celebrant for the Mass, and we had our wedding party consisted of many friends from Kellenberg, too many to name. On this Day of Giving, it's great to have alumni donate back and give back to the school so that it's around for future generations and it's around for the incoming students to benefit from.